Today, more perhaps than at any time in the past, we are surrounded by amazing stories of greatness and examples of excellence. We have within our reach as everyday people tools and resources for health, for wealth, for knowledge, and for the sharing of light and truth, which, for those who came before us, would surpass imagination. Life also has risen to a standard which for most surpasses all previous benchmarks for well-being and the opportunity to pursue happiness. Yet despite this, we often feel as if we are victims despite our blessings. We are inclined to feel as if our days of glory are behind us, or as if they never existed at all. But the truth is that we are surrounded by good things, great opportunities, and even though it may not sometimes seem that way, good-hearted people too. It is true that there are many ignorant ideas which prevail, and inferior ways of living which are common in society. But it is also true that outside the vast circle of that which is common, today, as ever, there remain a few gems which represent something of a fundamentally higher quality. It is upon them which we ought to meditate. If I have realized anything as a single, underlying truth from all my experience in life, it is that in the things which we do, there should be a sense of pride and conviction. This is not to say that our every action must be a great or heroic deed or exploit. It is merely to say in our minds, our hearts, there should be an upward gaze placed upon that which is worthy of praise and meriting of remembrance. As I have said earlier, we do live in a time of wonder and opportunity. Whether it is in our labor, or in our social connections and friends which we keep, or in our entertainment and cultural pastimes, we should make the actions of our daily life a tribute to the best of qualities. We should pay tribute to great nations and empires which have risen before us, and honor the countries which we call home today by being good citizens. Instead of being critical of those who bear burdens which are not our responsibility, we should ensure that our own houses of government are well managed and kept in order at home. We should keep alive that sense of inspiration and wonder, akin to a star-struck tourist in a faraway land who is too enamored of all its glory and its beauty to become distracted by its shadows and its darkness. We should remember that those who do great acts often have a smaller place in the memory of human honors than those who act with great dignity in every circumstance. Indeed, it is more important to encourage those who you encounter than it is to be a great hero yourself. It feels difficult to know what to say or where to begin, because there is indeed so very much to do, to experience, to participate in, and also so much opportunity to take a lesser path, to fall prey to petty criticisms, self-centered competitions, the effort to compare and measure up to others, the risk of willful ignorance. Yet for every hour we spend angry at the world, still her glorious path forward remains. We have only to choose now, if we will be honorable in the face of progress, to celebrate the life and the stewardship which we have been given, or to become crusty old relics who will be forgotten, or remembered by those who go on in the form of cautionary tales. When we are not certain where to begin, Let us at least today ensure that we are able to say we did something. Most of us are not given a great charge over the entire course of the world. Most of us have only small choices to make related to our vocations and the simple part we have been given stewardship of. Indeed, those simple choices which will define our lives might be no more than a willingness to make our own beds, to keep a clean home, or to take a few extra steps outside our front door. The great moral choices of our lives may be simple things like choosing to be more in control of the things which we say, to abstain from violence and profanities, to abstain from the sharing of bad news, and instead to focus on showing grace, to communicate things which are uplifting to the human spirit. Let us lay aside contentious conversations and casual arguments about things which do not directly affect our lives. Ultimately, we must ask this simple question: do we believe that life is good? If indeed we believe it is, then it becomes our duty to be kind, to show respect, and to be honorable to the fullest degree of our capacity. If we do not believe that life is good, then we are no different than those who are already dead and in the grave. For regardless of what actions or effort we put forth, there can be no virtue nor good fruit born by an adventure which we have dismissed as worthless before even taking the first step. Now, you might be thinking that having a good attitude about life, having a good attitude toward others, balancing your finances, doing your chores, showing up to work on time, and fulfilling your promises is simply not enough. The purpose of this message is to remind you that it is. The great heroes who we honor and remember as larger than life became great by doing just those very things. They did their duty when they were called upon, and they were good stewards of their lives in all other ways. So as we continue to move forward in our personal journeys, let us focus on those things which are praiseworthy, noble, and just. Let us show discipline and constraint to have discretion in the sort of things we say and think of others. And if something is not worthy of praise, let us choose not to make it part of our conversation.